View on. Parking mode on.
Alright, heading south. Gonna see if we see some water spouts, boys and girls. Thanks for watching. Not the normal setup we use, but it'll have to do.
Parking mode off.
Or come visit us at the house on Cottage Hill Road. Come see me, Keith Kingan at Classic Cars. Your car and your wallet will thank you.
Good morning for the Advanced Transmission Traffic Center. Light traffic so far from Fair Oak, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Braxton, 3 coming across the Bayway. Towards Wallace Bay, Kids almost looks great so far. As Mobile Police Department, state troopers are towing us snow wrecks into roadways. And Vapors Outpost on Highway 90 right next to Mobile Lumber and 311 Shelton Beach Road in Saraland. They can help you quit smoking and start vaping with the Evon 650 dual starter kit starting at $49.95. Call 219-6901 for Vapors Outpost. And I'm Kane with your FM Talk 1065 traffic.
Hey, thanks so much, Kane. 652 FM Talk 1065. Dr. Bill calling for more rain. Next big surprise. stuff, but as a company, yeah, they got it figured out.
They sure do. It's a one-day event. Tickets are $200, but it includes all your course material. Disney organization. So the course will cover leadership, culture, service, brand, innovation, and show leaders how they can motivate their employees and satisfy customers, as well as encourage creativity within a workforce.
Alert. Reported.
Your own customer experiences. That's pretty interesting and something that you may plan for if you're interested. If you'd like more information, you can call area code 256-549-8816.
Well, so this might get your attention as well, as we do have our spiders in the news story. This from Miami, northwest Miami, Cooper City. A driver wrecked her Honda Civic, according to a spokesman for the Broward County Sheriff's Office. And they say a spider is being blamed for this car crash. Here's how it goes down, apparently. The spider was spinning above the driver's head before it descended down and landed. Now she's cruising along in the Honda Civic, right? The spider descends down and lands on her butt.
More traffic flow sensors. Wonderful.
Spiders can crawl in your mouth. I'm surprised you didn't say something like that.
We're coming back. Hour number 2 of Mobile Mornings. Talk 106.5, Miles, WKRG News 5. Beverage Control Board approved a 5% increase on liquor Wednesday. The unanimous decision from $49.99 will be search bar to apply the savings. Listen, we have a big selection of items from Omaha Steaks. Right now, limited time offer, listeners. Pork chop, 4 Omaha Steak burgers, 4 all beef jumbo franks, 12 ounces of all beef meatballs, 1 pound of steakhouse fries, big favorite courthouse, 4 made from scratch caramel apple tartlets, 1 Omaha Steaks seasoned package, plus 4 additional burgers for free if you act now. Again, this is a limited time package, only $49.99 when you go to omahasteaks.com, type in SS like as in Sean Sullivan, SS in the search bar, and add the Father's Day package to your cart. Don't wait, this offer soon. omahasteaks.com, type SS in the search bar, and get hooked up with Omaha Steaks for Father's Day.
Turning up your voice. FM Talk 106.5. WAVH FM. Happy for you.
President visits wounded congressman. He's still in critical condition. Point of interest from the special counsel turned out to death toll increases in London high-rise fire. Good morning. I'm Steve Shankin with the CBS World News Roundup. President and Mrs. Trump made a hospital visit to wounded House Republican whip Steve Skillings last night. He and 4 others were shot when a gunman turned the Virginia football field into a battlefield yesterday morning. We're live at the White House with CBS's Steve Dorsey.
Steve Scalise is in critical condition after he was shot in the hip. After visiting Scalise, President Trump tweeted he's said he's very
highest priority will be to gain control of any serious bleeding site. Certainly a bullet could injure some of the major vessels, so that would be really the
highest priority. The president also visited a Capitol Police officer also shot in the attacks.
the priority.
Those 2 Capitol Police officers who shot back at the gunman are being hailed as heroes. CBS's Dean Reynolds is in Belleville, Illinois, putting together the background on the late attack.
James Hodgkinson grew up in Belleville and ran a home inspection business until his license expired last November.
Very surprised.
Ray Page knew him for 30 years.
I've never seen a man violent since I've known him.
Deeply engaged in politics, Hodgkinson did not keep his views secret.
pushed around, and the 1% are just not giving a damn.
In a 2015 Facebook post, Hodgkinson shared a political Republican that should lose his job, but they gave him a raise.
Wow, look at that.
In recent months, he began showing disdain for the current administration.
The Republicans who came under fire were practicing for a charity baseball game that will take place tonight as planned.
The organizers say tonight's game will serve as an important symbol. Pennsylvania Congressman Mike Doyle is the Democrats' team manager.
Such a spirit of opportunities never end outside of emotions of expanding and step back.
Texas Republican Joe Martin says the national dialogue may come to a force. Thanks Doyle for inviting both of them to dinner at Democratic Party headquarters.
I'm going to order the most expensive steak in the menu.
Steve Portnoy, CBS News, Washington.
There's a new twist this morning in the Russia investigation. White House correspondent Major Garrett.
CBS News has learned that Dan Coats, Director of National Intelligence, has agreed to be interviewed by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. One of the topics is conversations with President Trump about the Russia investigation. Now, according to the Washington Post, the Special Counsel's probe will now look into whether or not President Trump attempted to obstruct justice. Looking into that question doesn't necessarily mean evidence will be found or a charge will be brought. The spokesman for Trump's personal attorney, Mark Kasich, said the FBI leak of information regarding the president is outrageous, inexcusable, and illegal.
A cybersecurity flaw is stealing the headline from the candidates in Georgia's special House election set for next Tuesday. We're live with CBS's Peter King.
Well, Steve, an expert claims the flaw that he found last August may have exposed the records for nearly 7
Got them on lockout. I have this area locked down.
August of 7 months. Says the file directory, for example, was already indexed by Google. And the contractor that runs Georgia's election systems, he said it would be fixed, but never notified the state.
We'll search for 2 people during a work detail southeast of Atlanta. It has people who live that could be far away from there by now. Now to San Francisco and the It says the gunman, a UPS driver in uniform, shot and killed himself. Jimmy Lamb had filed a grievance complaining he was working too much overtime. 4 minutes into the hour.
Stop here and see what this thing's doing.
CBS Radio News podcasts are now on Spotify. Listen to great programs like Face the Nation, the CBS News Weekend Roundup, CBS This Morning, and more. They're all on your Spotify app using your iOS or Android device. CBS Radio News, the leading global music to CBS Radio.
And saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
A Pennsylvania jury goes back to work this morning weighing the fate of Bill Cosby and his sex assault trial. CBS's Matt Piper in Norristown, Pennsylvania.
In the last 2 nights, the jury has told the judge they're simply exhausted. Both were near 12-hour days of deliberations, which are now at 27 hours altogether. Today is day 4, but nobody knows how close this jury may be to reaching a verdict. The judge has praised the 12-member jury, saying they've taken their task so seriously.
A 4th day of deliberation set for today for a Minnesota jury deliberating the fate of a police officer in the shooting death of a black motorist last summer. In Massachusetts, still no ruling from commit suicide. Now on CBS's Larry Miller says the death toll in the
Chief Danny Cotton.
Those dogs is clearly they are much lighter than people and they can cover a greater area in a very short space of time.
The time frame for recovering the dead.
Besides this building, it could take weeks.
The cause of the blaze isn't yet known, but Police Commander Stuart Cundy is certain about one thing.
There is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorism-related incident.
Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
In Afghanistan, ISIS fighters claim to have taken control of Osama bin Laden's old hideout in the Tora Bora region in the eastern part of that country. The Taliban says the claim's not true. The FDA says it's going to delay the deadline for food companies to put clearer labels on products to display calories and added sugars. CBS's Jim Shenna.
The new information panel developed under the Obama administration was designed to make it easier for consumers to see how many calories and added sugars are in the product and make serving sizes easier to understand. The original deadline for compliance was July 26th of 2018. No date has been set.
At the Big League Baseball draft, the Chicago Cubs selected outfielder Chris Singleton in the 19th round. Mother Sharada was killed 2 years ago in the Charleston church massacre. Last week, the quarterback
line. Here's a quote. I was about 20 yards away from the shooter. That was from Congressman Gary Palmer, of course, one of two Alabama lawmakers who were at that practice field when those shots. I know we're going to continue to play portions of that.
Yeah, we got some coming up.
Okay, so Palmer describes that he saw the gunman walk out by the third baseline, open fire to Capitol Police at that practice as part of Steve Scalise's security detail. They returned fire despite both being wounded. We know the gunman later died at the hospital. I love the fact that Mr. Palmer, though, is thanking those authorities who stepped in and do what they do every day. I mean, we cannot forget that these men and women, they put their lives on the line every single day.
Absolutely.
He says, I'm thankful for the bravery shown by the Capitol Police who were present in the quick action by the Alexandria, Virginia Police Department in their response, which undoubtedly saved many innocent lives today. Of course, this is coming from yesterday. And when we heard the press conference from Sheriff Brown with the Alexandria, Virginia Police Department, they were on scene 3 minutes after those shots stopped. All the firing of the weapon, because we know the gunman had a rifle and a pistol. Now, Scalise, he's currently Zach Barth, a staffer for Republican Congressman Roger Williams, and Matt Mika, Director of Government Relations for Tyson's Food. They were also wounded. Barth has been treated and released from the hospital. Mika, at last check, was listed in critical condition. And then the condition of the Capitol Police officers continues to evolve. I've seen different reports, so I'm going to leave it at they recovered, and we'll continue to stay on top of the very latest. This is Kelly Jones with FM Talk 106.5.
Thank you, KJ. We'll come back. We'll talk about the situation. Hodgkinson, who was this guy? Audio from the person who was out walking their dog near the GO5.
Looking for the perfect Father's Day gifts? Own Base. New divers can try out their choice of diving equipment before they buy in our 15-foot indoor heated pool. Make this Father's Day gift one they'll remember forever. Gulf Coast Divers, your dive certification and gear specialists in Mobile. More than a customer, a part of the Gulf Coast Divers.
Gulf Coast Divers help you become a diver. New experiences, lasting memories. You always wanted to try it. Isn't it time? Be a diver with Gulf Coast Divers. They have instructors, equipment, and guidance you need to unlock the wonders of the underwater world. Take your first plunge underwater for just $27. Gulf Coast Divers, certifying the best trained divers on the coast for 40 years.
Call 342-2970. Be a diver.
This information update brought to you by Gulf Coast Office Products. Everything for your office and a little bit more.
Visit their website at gcop.com.
Father and son in Mobile River Delta looking for 82-year-old Leo Scott and his son, 52-year-old Frederick Scott. The two men fell overboard when a boat they were towing capsized on the Spanish River. Wilbur Scott was on the boat at the time but survived.
Oh, my goodness, man. I couldn't get to him.
Scott says he did everything he could to rescue his uncle and cousin. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise remains hospitalized in critical condition. He was shot in the hip Wednesday while practicing for a charity game with fellow Republicans. As he recovers, the annual Democrats versus Republicans baseball game will go on speculation for him. At the funeral for Lauren Wright said today in Selma, the body of the Fairhope teen who was shot to death Saturday in Demopolis will be brought back to the Gulf Coast for burial tomorrow at
What do I need to know to make sure that my family's safe?
The first thing you would want to do is call Hunter Security, and we would come out and sit down with you and go over.
Understand your family business. You can call us at
if it lasts longer than the first round.
September 2015, retained a welterweight world title. He retired after that, but he's been vocal about his desire to exit retirement for only one fight, the big one against McGregor. Alabama's own heavyweight boxing champion Deontay Wilder was arrested for marijuana possession during a traffic stop on Wednesday. Tuscaloosa police charged Wilder with second-degree possession of marijuana, which is a misdemeanor. He was released on $1,000 bond. Attorney Paul Patterson said the small amount of marijuana, of course, did not belong to Wilder, and that someone else had used his vehicle while he was out of town. The U.S. Open is golf's second major of the year, and all eyes will be on Erin Hills Golf Course in Wisconsin for the 117th edition. It's the first time the U.S. Open has been to Wisconsin. The winner of this weekend's major will pocket $2.16 million. The U.S. Open champion and #1 ranked golfer in the world, Dustin Johnson, favored to win this year's tournament at 7-1 odds. He tees off at 8:35 this morning, along with 2015 U.S. Open champion Jordan Spieth and 2014 U.S. Open champion Martin Kaymer. Some other notable players: Hideki Matsuyama, Ricky Fowler, and John Rahm tee off at 8:51 this morning. Bubba Watson, Adam Scott, and Sergio Garcia are grouped together. They tee off at 1:36. Jason Day, Justin Rose, and Rory McIlroy tee off at 2:09 this afternoon. Today and tomorrow, you can catch the U.S. Open on Fox Sports 1 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and from 5 to 8 on Fox. In NFL news, the #1 pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Myles Garrett, suffered an apparent foot injury at Cleveland Browns minicamp on Wednesday. ESPN.com's Pat McManaman reported that the injury came during a 2-minute drill in which Garrett landed awkwardly on his left foot after reaching to record a sack on Browns quarterback Brock Osweiler. Browns coach Hugh Jackson said the extent of the injury is unknown, and the team will know more when Garrett receives a more thorough examination. And that's a look at sports on Mobile Mornings right now at 7:21 on FM Talk 106.5.
FM Talk 106.5, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority, and Dr. Bill Williams.
The Gulf Coast can expect another day of showers and thunderstorms with temperatures in the upper 80s. Tonight, a few showers, lows in the lower 70s. And tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 80s. This is meteorologist Dr. Bill Williams for FM Talk 106.5.
FM Talk 106.5, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority.
Hi, my name's Reggie, and I'm getting close to retirement. I've always been active, so I'll keep working. My hobbies, playing with my grandkids, shooting pool, and working on these engines. I was worried about my health insurance coverage after retirement, but a buddy told me about his plan from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. I went to alabamablue.com/new to Medicare to learn more. And when I called the Blue Cross Insurance Advisor, she assured me that transitioning would be easy when I'm ready to retire. A lot easier than cleaning the gutters. Those are next.
If you're starting to plan for retirement, learn more about your Medicare plan. alabamablue.com/new to Medicare to learn.
Yeah, no spouts.
This is Ronan McSharry from McSharry's Irish Pub and Restaurant in downtown Fairmont, where you can enjoy great food at a great price, meet your mates for a pint and a chat, or dance the night away with our live DJ on Friday and Saturday nights. We have a lovely atmosphere, a large patio with big screen TVs, and it is said the best Reuben sandwich this side of the River Shannon. We open at 3 p.m. and close at 2 a.m. So come on down for a wee taste of Ireland at McSharry's Irish Pub in Fairmont, Alabama.
When news is breaking, they call Mobile Mornings.
Breaking news right now, and we are getting the latest from Washington. Alabama Congressman from District 5, Bo Brooks, on the phone with us. Congressman, what's happening?
There was an active shooter. He had a rifle. At least 50 to 100 shots fired.
What you need to know.
Any count on how many people were shot?
Well, Steve Scalise, Republican congressman from Louisiana, he was shot, and 2 law enforcement officers.
FM Talk 106.5.
724 FM Talk 106.5 Mobile Mornings on this Thursday. Glad you're here. Sean Sullivan, Dalton Norby. Kelly Jones now with headlines.
All right, thank you so very much, Sean. I want to tell you this. 16 hours ago, Mobile Fire Rescue tweeted out that we are currently working a watercraft emergency, reported to be a watercraft which capsized with 2 people in that water. The Mobile River Delta, that's the water that we're talking about. This happened Wednesday afternoon. Steve Huffman with Mobile Fire Rescue said there was a group towing a small aluminum boat without a motor. The larger vessel, when they encountered rough water at the confluence of the Spanish and Raft rivers in the lower Mobile Tensas Delta. And Sean, you were explaining earlier how this could happen.
Well, I don't know what the condition was yesterday, but it can get rough there because you have two rivers and Grand Bay emptying into one place. You have the Raft River and the Spanish River. Spanish River comes off the Mobile River and joins up with the Raft River, and then just to the north of that confluence is Grand Bay. It's a big bunch of water, and then it opens, of course, what we then continue to call the Spanish River the whole way down to the Causeway, but it's a big section of water right there.
So that's why they've set up a staging area at the boat launch in the 2700 block of Battleship Parkway. This is directly across from the Battleship Memorial Park. Here's what we know. The survivor is Wilmer Scott. He's 51 years old. He's from Mobile. He told authorities he turned his hour as 81-year-old Leo Scott and 59-year-old Frederick Scott of Mobile. A number of agencies are contributing to bringing these men back safely. Steve Huffman says that they had a net, so they may have been fishing. The two men who fell overboard, though, they were not wearing their life jackets. So just another reminder to please wear your life jackets, no matter how far a day, and to get there at the Battleship Parkway. The third and largest building in the 20 Midtown development got final approval to begin construction. This is a big deal for the city. So the third building will take up a full city block and will have 246 apartments. Wow. It's going to be a Publix anchored project. Third building will feature a number of amenities to include, I love this, putting green.
Right.
Several gas grills, fitness center, indoors and outdoors. For those who love to work out, there you have it. First floor will have about 40,000 square feet of first floor retail space. Now, first retailers are estimated to set up shop by the end of 2018, with apartments hopefully opening within the first quarter of 2019. So they're not naming the names, but we do know that the first is anchored by Starbucks. The other tenants include Chipotle, and there's all types of apartments which will be available. So if you're thinking about moving into Midtown, there's another reason as to a new option as to where you could live and shop and support all things Mobile. This is Kelly Jones with FM Talk 106.5.
Thank you so much, KJ. 727 FM Talk 106.5 on the way. Dr. Bill, we'll get our forecast. We'll talk about weather over the weekend. Also, maybe by tomorrow, we'll get a marine forecast. And people thinking about marine forecasts, thinking about announcement made yesterday by the Department of Commerce on the extension of federal red snapper season. Governor Kay Ivey said this yesterday.
Mercy, we know that Orange Beach is the red snapper capital of the world, and there's a huge industry for our people. They spend lots of money on the right boats, and the fishing is great for tourism.
Mercy. I say, and my feelings are the same, Governor Ivey. Mercy. So here's the deal. So it may not start tomorrow because of what happened yesterday. Actually, how things played together. That shooting yesterday delayed, obviously, the business as usual of Washington, and the Commerce Department a little late with a release, and they have to have like a 48-hour window when they do things, federal changes. If they make a change, you have to 48 hours for it is implemented. So that may be the hang-up for this weekend. It may not start till next weekend. Here's the story. You'll get Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, okay? So, and once again, understand that state season that we've been fishing under for a couple years, that's been going on, and it would have continued all days until the end of July. This will shut down the state season, but open it in state waters and federal waters Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday of the. But probably by next weekend, you're fishing all waters.
Friday update is brought to you by Mike Ward's Liberty Safes. You can buy a safe anywhere, but you can't get this kind of service anywhere. Buy from the folks you trust. Mike Ward's Liberty Safes, 471-1137.
For FM Talk 106.5, I'm Bill Riles, WKRG News 5. For the first time in 5 years, Bay Minette police are investigating a murder. On Tuesday night, an argument broke out between two brothers-in-law that ended in gunfire. Police say the fight started on Facebook and escalated to face-to-face. It ended with Corey Shumore dead from a gunshot wound in the front yard of Caleb Reed's home. Reed is charged with murder.
So we, as investigators...
I'm Bill Riles, WKRG News 5.
The hottest floor delivery up to 50 miles. But hurry, quantities are limited. Save $200 on the Fat Boy Jr. with electronic lock now through Father's Day at Mike Ward's Liberty Safes, I-65 at Moffett Road. Just look for the giant Liberty Safe.
CBS News special report. Doctors are keeping a close watch on field shooting in Northern Virginia. CBS's Jeff Pegues tells us that gunman James Hodgkinson, who died in a shootout with police, was known to hate Scalise, President Trump, and other Republicans. But another question remains to be answered.
Did the gunman target someone specifically on the baseball field, or was this just a target of opportunity for him? That's what investigators are looking into, among other things. Congressman Jeff Duncan of South Carolina says that before the gunman opened fire, he asked
Republicans on the field.
We've got to tone down the rhetoric, both parties, but it's got to come from the media. It's got to come from other people who are speaking.
I'm Jennifer Kashicka with Your Money Now. Second largest U.S. banks plan to cut costs. The bank cut jobs across that division, many of which came from its Charlotte headquarters, but the bank would not specify the number of jobs lost. A power outage that hit Brussels airport is affecting hundreds of flights in Europe. The outage specifically affected the luggage and air conditioning systems, with hundreds of passengers left outside the terminal for hours. All systems are back to normal by mid-morning, but delays are expected for the rest of the day. The electronic gear that you'll be seeing in stores and online soon are the items that are on display this week at the annual Electronic Entertainment Expo. And along with the gear and games are thousands of the general public onto the show floor. Crude oil trading at $44.52 a barrel on Wall Street futures or lower. And that's Your Money Now.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $28 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-244-6060.
What's going on, Larry? Thanks for watching, man. Never a water spout when you need one.
Or go to selectquote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save. Full details of the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price can vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Good morning from the Advanced Transmission Traffic Center. State troopers headed to a possible accident near half-mile exit switch. Also, Audubon Drive in East and Audubon Drive and on Airport in Corbin. And another accident.
Oh, this cloud right here looks pretty freaky. A lot of lightning now.
There are hundreds of things totally unrelated to the transmission that can affect its performance. Over 60% of their repairs are minor, not major. Advanced Transmission. Call 626-6061. And I'm Kate with your FM Talk 106.5 traffic.
Now, weather with Mobile Radio's only staff meteorologist, Dr. Bill Williams.
7:35 FM Talk 106.5. Time to check forecast for today, and then you peek at the weekend with Dr. Bill. Good morning.
High pressure system on the east coast just bringing all the moisture on up Mexico. And this is going to be the pattern for certainly for quite a while. I expect another round of showers and thunderstorms today. We had quite a few yesterday, although officially at the airport we don't want rain, but some areas certainly picked up at least an inch or more during the afternoon hours.
Go check out the bay.
This morning, but expect those clouds still later this morning. The showers will be developing. The afternoon, hot day. We'll get as high as 88 degrees with enough sunshine. Tonight, a few showers are possible through the evening, low tonight in the low 70s, and then tomorrow, start out with sunshine in the morning, and then showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Tomorrow's high is 48. As for the weekend, it looks like partly cloudy skies with some afternoon showers and thunderstorms.
can't even see the water.
A specific time for appointment. They're also going to quote you a price, and that is the price you pay no matter if the job turns out to be bigger than they thought it was in the first place. Easy to contact them, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, or online at 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Only on FM Talk 106.5.
Presented by, what do you guys say this carefully, Falkers Window Company.
History du jour. Dude, are you kidding me? Sorry, Jeff.
God, we can't rehearse with all this noise.
What's going on? Volkers just put in new impact windows.
Bell's testing out the new windows from Volkers to see if they're ready for hurricane season.
Get anything, you'll have to go portable.
Bouncing right off the window.
Closed rehearsal, Bell.
She can't get in.
It's a good thing, too, because I think she's kind of crushing on David.
I can't help it. He's the dreamy one.
Get your face off the glass.
I can't sing when there's views at me like that.
Close the curtains in the vocal booth. All I'm trying to do is cut a commercial. What else could possibly...
That keyboard player is on the move.
Put him through.
Real I'm driving in from the beach for this.
And we appreciate it. I can hear one of your CDs in the background. It's kind of like a football player watching a previous game, so you can point out mistakes and things he could do better. And what did I say?
Oh, Malcolm don't make mistakes, dude. He just takes listening to himself.
But that's not what I meant.
Those new impact windows from Volkers are amazing.
Impact windows can protect your family and your home against wind, rain,
The restraining order doesn't mention
Can we go all the way there?
situations.
Volkers Window Company.
Visit Volkers.com.
June of 1752, Benjamin Franklin flew a kite during a thunderstorm. And when the kite was struck by lightning, a charge was collected into a Leyden jar, enabling Franklin to demonstrate the electrical nature of lightning. Franklin became interested in electricity in the mid-1740s, and he spent almost a decade conducting electrical experiments. Franklin also invented the lightning rod, used to protect buildings and ships.
History du jour, a presentation of Volkers Window Company. Hands. It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. He'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. Let local Allstate agent Craig Smith give you a free, no obligation personal option to be in good hands.
That's my
Call
thing,
local
don't I?
Allstate agent Craig Smith, 626-20.
FM Talk 106.5. And we talked about our friend BuzzFeed. And this is a self-analysis portion of our show about how while I see very few TV shows, there was one that if I got once the kids were, we have the one TV and it's usually on Disney or Nick Jr. But at some point, if it was off that, I could see Hoarders and I would watch that show.
That's one of those shows where you just watch and go, oh, how do they do that?
The reason we watch that show, I think, is just so we feel better about our own lives. So the folks over at BuzzFeed have a tally here, some surveying to see how your hoarding stacks up against others.
Yep,
all right?
that's
So
not doing anything.